Look, one of the most important things that I'm ever going to say on this page, and I'm sure I've said it before, but in case you're new, we only tell the truth here. Nothing else matters. I'm not going to tell you what to pick. I'm going to say what I'm in. I'm going to say, call it out on Twitter, whatever. But I'm going to take losses. I'm going to manage my account the best that I can. Sometimes I'm going to have to buy and sell right away. I'm not going to be able to say that to somebody. They might hold too long, go down 20%. So that just goes along with the don't take tips. You can't. You'll never make money just doing somebody else's or copying somebody else's work. That might have worked in high school. It's not going to work in the market. And the real reason why what I really wanted to talk about today is the market does not give a fuck about you at all. You're worthless. You're meaningless. You're a tumbleweed in a desert. You're a speck of dust in the universe. You ever had one of those fucking oscillating fans that go back and forth? You know the dust that collects like on the ridges of the fan cover? That's you to the market. Nobody pays attention to you, and they don't care whether you're in it or whether you're out of it. They're either going to run it, they're going to keep it in the same spot, or they're going to drop it, whether you're there or not. Okay? So the reason why I bring that up is because you're not missing anything. You don't need to get FOMO. You don't need to go on the boards at 6 in the morning or whenever you wake up and start getting sucked into something that's already up 30% and you have no idea what it is, what they do, who runs it, who the CEO is, who the posters are, what the share structure is, what their upcoming events are. There's so many things you need to know what you own. You need to know what the stocks you're buying are. Now, you don't have to necessarily go into the deep depths of it. You don't need to go down rabbit holes in the financial statements, but you definitely need to know the key things, and you also need to know, you need to see it trade. Okay, you need to be able to, you can't just buy something. You're going to get toasted. I'm telling you, it happens to me every fucking time. So you have to do my biggest winner of last month in August was GNS. Why? Because I bought the red days, I sold the rips, I knew the move of the stock, I saw how it traded, I knew what it looked like when it was coming down, I knew what it looked like when they were letting it go, and I had a lock on it. Okay, and then it ran out of volume and now it's done. But I flipped it like 7 times. Each time was a win. I think I had 2 scratches and 5 wins. OCTO is another one that I didn't watch trade at first, but I only put in 100 shares. So it was like meaningless to me. In my account, I wasn't even paying attention to the stock. But when I saw it down at 67 cents, I didn't care because I only had a starter in. Then I saw, the next day it was up at 94 cents. So I just did a little bit of practice. I sold the 100 shares at 94 cents. Emotionless. Why? Because I wasn't overinvested. I mean, it's, again, meaningless, but that's how you have to trade. You can't see something up and be like, oh my God, what do I do? Am I going to miss out? Is the market going to go without me? Is the train going to leave without me? Am I going to not be on the train? Am I going to miss the train? And when you read all the boards, it's going to make you feel like the train's taking off and you're not on. So you need to be able to calm down, see the motion. Don't listen to what the fuck people are saying on there. Just use it for basic DD, only informational posts, nothing emotional. So I sold at 94. My friend was like, oh, it's going to keep going. I'm like, all right, well, whether it does or not, doesn't bother me. Today, I see it back down at 76. So I go to the chart. Let me just show you what I'm talking about here. I'll just jump right into the video then. How about that? A nice little segue there. But seriously, nobody gives a shit about you in the market. They hate you. The hedge funds, all these people, they hate you. The market hates you. They want you to lose. It's rigged against you. Trust me, it is. It is. It's just a bunch of machines in a room making the price go up and down. Let's be honest here. If they don't want it to go, it won't. Okay, whether that's because of naked shorting, whether that's because there's a giant hidden hand that's like, I have more money than everyone in this stock combined, and I'm going to make sure that it doesn't go up. It's highway robbery. It should be illegal, but it's not. So that's why you have to follow the money. You can't act like you're better than them because they'll kill you. So watch it trade, make sure you're getting in on the dips, not buying into volume and into FOMO and thinking you're going to miss out, because that's when you end up being like, fuck, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. Sometimes it's going to work out, but most of the time you're going to lose money. Then you go down $500 to $10,000, whatever you're playing with, doesn't matter. You have to make all that back the next day. So you're pissing uphill. You can't allow the market to do that to you. So let me just show you. I for some reason, I can't frickin' figure out TradingView. I don't know if my subscription is done, but I can't pull up charts. It's making me want to blow my brains out and feed it to a lion's den. By the way, I'm not going to get into that. Can't get into that. We're back on YouTube. So Look, I saw it come back down here. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, look at this. Look at these bottom wicks. All right, that looks good to me. Let's see if we can zoom in here. No, we cannot. Yes, we can. Well, I mean, it pays to be a computer genius, but sometimes it just gets frustrating when the computer like doesn't, isn't up to speed. Okay, but we know how to zoom in because I've trained in computers in India, Asia, all over the world, and I just bring that knowledge here. But see these bottom wicks here? Let's see. Let's make sure that we aren't having any technical difficulties. And I don't believe that we are, but we don't really need to see me. So just in case, we're going to make me real small. Sorry to the ladies out there. But again, wicks, perfect ascension. When you see something like that, and especially when it's like, look at this, obvious, basically the same fucking thing. Basically the same fucking thing. That's a pattern. This is running on an algo. They just had if they post positive results or whatever about this trade show they were just at, which I don't expect, but I mean, this is just even just technically, this is perfect. I'm calling 114. My sell is right below it. That's where I'm trying to get out. I have 7,500 shares, kind of wish I had more, but it is one of my larger holdings. So I already have my sell set. I'm not going to be emotional if it's up in the morning unless it's above 114. I'm just going to let it sit. I'm not going to, see it up at 89 and then it pulls back to 80 and be like, oh, I'll sell 80 and then it runs to 140. No. I'm just going to let it be relaxed. Let the price come to you. This is what I'm seeing as my target, 114. Makes a lot of sense to me. Looks like it's hunting for it, trading on a perfect pattern, bought in at the bottom, like not the bottom. I didn't get in at 70, but I got in right around 72. So I'm pretty good spot, especially since it's a thin stock. It's hard to accumulate shares on the bid. So I was able to do that, luckily, and I got it. And now we're in the driver's seat. Let's see what happens tomorrow. MACD is not overbought. It's like a beautiful stair-stepping RSI. I should have put more money in this. OCTO is probably my number one pick if you can get in and get out tomorrow. Let's zoom out here. Again, the skills are very noticeable. And if you subscribe and you're here for any amount of time, you'll notice that there could have been another career for me in the computer field, engineering, building. I think I've told you guys before, I actually created computers out of iron ore. I actually dug up the rocks. I smelted them down. I collected the different minerals and metals, and I made my own supercomputer that was, widely known. It was never used because it was too sophisticated. They didn't want it to go into the point where it took over like, what's it called? From Terminator, Skynet. That's what they were comparing it to, at least in the Nobel Prize field, the science field, and the computer field. But that's neither here nor there. Lost a lot of money on that project, so now I trade stocks. But that's a story for another time. OCTO, my number one pick. What are we going to do next? I think we'll do BDPT. I've been watching this one. I do like it. Kind of just waiting for it to come to me, but it's not. If it breaks above this 6, you're looking at 8 to 1 cent, somewhere in that area. Everything looks good. I mean, it's obviously trending north. The trend is your friend, but you still got to get another blow off top here. That's why I'm not buying unless it comes back down to 25. If it breaks 25, I'll have a tight stop, come back down to 12, because if it breaks below this line, it hasn't really. So, you're going to be putting yourself in a little bit of tested waters. If you can get in at 25, though, you know that you have a very good chance of the price going back up. Again, I don't care what the company is. I don't care about what the pumpers say. I don't care if they say, I don't care if I miss it. I don't care if it runs to $60 and I don't get any shares. That doesn't matter. There's other stocks, okay? That's the truth. Whatever you want to listen to, that's the facts. If I miss it, I miss it. But I'm not going to chase it and get slammed on and then been like, Buck, I knew I should have bought at 26. Now I'm in at 4. What do? I got to average down. I got to start damage control. And before I know it, it does break 25. I'm down too much and I got to fucking go all the way down to 12. Now I'm down 70%. If that doesn't hold and it doesn't get another pop, then the pumpers leave and I'm left with a bag and I'm the last one to turn the lights out after I've got banged silly from ear to ear, from eye to eye, straight through the back of my throat, and I got to be the one to clean up as the man. Not sure. Sometimes things are just said, and we don't know what they mean. But we repent, and we ask for forgiveness, and we just pray that God accepts us back into his kingdom. What else we got? Oh, no. Okay. AXLA. That was a ripper today. Took my eyes off it. But again, this is no man's land. What are you going to do? How are you going to guess this? This is a gamble. You get in, I got lucky. Or you just hold on this break of the 200 day and you just get going. Honestly, the break of the 200 day is massive. That's why it had this resistance down here. I should have just seen this and been like, wow, this is why it's important to know your MAs. And that's why this chart is actually good. You should always cross-reference this with like your other charts. But I actually like this one almost more because it's ultra basic. It's very easy. The indicators are right there. The ones that you need to know, RSI and MACD. Again, this is actually probably a better chart for me to go over because it's plain and simple. There's not much to it. And it tends to work. So yeah, so AXLA, could it keep going? Absolutely. RSI is only at 73. Your MACD is hot, but it's like it's peaking. Your volume's there, your interest there, your eyes are there, the herd is there, but beware that you don't want to get wrangled up with the herd and get your fucking dick smashed in. It's getting to a place where you're going to want to short it, actually. This isn't going to keep going up forever. This is going to have a time where it pulls back. I actually thought that this red candle was going to bring it back down to 43, which would have kind of lost a lot of bullishness. This big green engulfing candle at the high of the whatever, probably year, is actually extremely bullish. Will it go higher? I'm almost sure of it, but just don't get caught up in the boards and the $700 calls and the fucking $5,000 is the war high. Those people are playing with $100 and they need it to go 7,000% just for them to like have a decent portfolio at that point. Do not listen to them. They're probably kids gambling out of their mom's basement. It's not going to do a 5,000% squeeze. And if it does, who gives a shit? You were the luckiest person ever if you held that, and you're not. I don't even consider you a good trader because good traders don't sell the top. They sell the in-between. I promise you that. But look for AXLA to go a little bit higher tomorrow. I think it's got a little bit more juice. Hopefully it goes to the moon. Hopefully everyone makes money. But hopefully you sell the fucking stock because that seems to be everybody's motherfucking problem. And don't tell me it's not yours either. NVOS, monster. But again, don't really know how to read this. You got a golden cross going on. You got a gap to fill, which I can't really show you on this chart, but there's a gap to fill at 60 is the first stop. Look, brilliant. I missed it. I was waiting for this to see what happened. I should have bought on this. It had a consolidation day, but again, a lot of eyes. RSI is a little bit hot. MACD is a little bit hot. You got to be careful here. You don't want to be buying at the top. That's why, again, I won't chase this. I will let this go to 60. If it does, great. I'm glad for the people that are in it. But I'm not going to buy at 40 and then get in a situation where now I'm bagged and I'm down $1,000 and now I got to think about, do I average in or do I just take my $1,000 loss and go find something else and hopefully that goes up? No. If you don't overtrade, you're also going to make money. You don't just buy something because you're impulsive and you want action and you want to feel like you're having fun. The market is not supposed to be fun. You're never supposed to be having fun. You're just supposed to be thinking about it as like your job. Your job, that's it. You're buying and selling shares online, which we're so lucky to even be able to do. So thank your lucky stars that you're able to do that. Don't push it. Don't overdo it. If you rush anything in life, things go wrong. Take your time. That's where patience come in. Patience in the market and the OTC and the micro caps. Patience isn't wait a year to sell it. Patience is wait for the right opportunity to buy it. And then no patience when you're selling. No patience when you're selling. You should be trying to get in and get out, smash and go. It's like if you are the worst, like imagine yourself with a prostitute. You want to be premature when it comes to selling. Okay? You want to wait 6 hours for that prostitute to show up there just ready to go, just thinking about it consistently, like, oh my God, this is going to be. And then when she gets there, you bust before she even gets to the bed. That's buying and selling in the market. Not staying with her the night, having 2 kids with her, going through a divorce and losing 50%. Okay? You don't marry them, you smash them. That was a great analogy. That was a very good analogy. Some things don't work. That one did. Okay, so that's NVOS. What else do we have out there? What else was I looking at today? AVTX, okay? I called this one out. I did not hold. Closed at 1285 because why? I wasn't positioned correctly. That was my issue, which is a big issue. Look, I mean, this thing was hunting for 19.7, probably going to get there tomorrow. I was calling it out when it was right here. It gave it that 52-week low, and then boom. This was the shakeout that got me out. It was a few days before. It was just a mistake. But my mistake was buying too high and going too heavy. If I had just taken a starter, I might have seen it at the 52-week low and then been like, these things tend to drop and then pop because they do the shakeouts. That is a real thing. They shake it, they get everyone to dump, and then they send it. So again, that was a problem with my positioning, but in the grand scheme of things, I wasn't too mad today, and I didn't chase it. I didn't get involved with it because I just said, okay, you know what? I missed that train. When's the next one come? Because, I did the right thing. If I would have held, you never know. Maybe this thing they do have something privy, and all of a sudden it fucking drops because of an offering or whatever. But the best thing for me to do is take a $500 loss and not get bagged on serious money. I'd much rather take small losses than big bags for 6 months. I need to be liquid at all times. You never know when opportunities are going to come up. That's why, again, you keep your options open. You get in and you get out, and you have money for the next stock. Do not get married to these things, but beautiful run today. I know a lot of people made money. I'm very happy for you. My friend who I actually got into this stock at 10 made like $3,500 today, so that was good. I have no, again, I've lost this fear of missing out. Oh man, I was in it, but oh my God, if I only would have held it, it doesn't matter. I didn't. So there's no point, and honestly, I've been trading. I've been pretty stagnant. I've taken a little bit of time off because I've been, not even time off. I just haven't been trading as vigorously because it was the end of the summer. There's not a lot going on. Yes, there's runners every day, but still, it's still a shitty market. You're going to lose money in the summer for the most part. So I kind of just chilled. We're in September now. We're ready to go. We're ready to get back. I'm going to do more videos. But again, I'm not caught up on these things. I don't get emotional. I'm not thinking about what I could have made or what I could have lost. Everything is right in front of me, and that's it. Not worried about the past, maybe a little bit of the future when I'm doing research, but that's about it. AVTX, you're looking at 19.7 from 12.3. Still a great gain, would be the top in my opinion. Unless it breaks through 19.7 with strength, holds above it, then you might be hunting for the 200-day. Better waking up. Let's look at this chart. I've been watching it since 50s. Let's see. No, I'm okay. Thank you, though. Okay, so you get above. This is the trend line coming down here. Get above that. Anything's possible. Your MACD is like looking beautiful. Your RSI is way oversold. Thin float. A lot of people watching this one. Super low price. Actual company. Seems like the dilution is done. Whoever was dumping has dumped. So, this is one to watch. You start breaking through 70 with strength, you might be in good shape. I wouldn't chase up here, though. I'd wait for a dip and just pray. If I don't get it, though, you don't get it, though. And I don't know if you will. This thing looks like it's got a lot of steam. It looks like it's starting to get a lot of eyes back. People are paying attention to this again. So keep your eyes on better. Don't chase, but I think it's found bottom. That's basically what I'm trying to say. GLG. Again, same idea. You got the trend line here. That's where it's like resurrected to. I don't like this stock because I don't like Chinese scams. You never know what's going to happen with them. Plus, there's a lot of pumpers on this that leads me to believe, okay, they might get in at 16, 17. They say they're going to wait until 48, but then they dump at 20, and then you're left with a bag when it tanks even more. And then they buy back in at 12, and then they say it's going to 30, and then they dump at 14, and then you're left in a bag at 8. And it's all the same thing. That's why you have to, again, follow the money. Don't go for singles. Don't go for home runs. GLG, I hope it runs for you guys. I've been watching it. I just haven't bit because, again, I don't know. I just don't like Chinese companies. YCRM, is that what it is? Sure is. Beautiful, beautiful move. The breakthrough this, and again, bang, right up to the 200A, which was a huge blast. Incredible. Brett Corliss, one of my followers, incredible call. I mean, look, man, like when you told me about this chart, I'm like, yeah, I mean, I get it, but it's closed above. Like the reason why I didn't buy is not be. I get tips all day. People are always like, buy this, buy that, buy that. Like, I'm sure you've told me 20 that didn't work out. So I appreciate the call. But the reason why I didn't buy it is because it was above this line, it came back down. It was above this line, it came back down. It was above this line, it came back down. So I'm just thinking, okay, it comes below, I just wasn't willing to chase. I'm aware of Yingling. I'm actually from Philadelphia. And Yingling is like our favorite beer out there. They don't sell it in California, so I don't drink it anymore. I don't even drink beer. But either way, it's the ice cream side of it. I know I've traded this stock before, and I know that it's super thin, and I fucked up. I should have bought it. And I had been watching this like on this first spike. But when it came back down like this, I just stopped paying attention to it like a dumbass. I should have bought here. Oh my God. Imagine buying 8 and selling 4 a couple of days later. But again, I would have never waited till 4. I probably would have sold, or I would have looked at the chart and been like, that's headhunting for oh, Jesus. I made a mistake. Shout out to Brett Corliss. You did make a huge call. Probably one of the best calls on my page in a very long time. That's 400% in a couple of days. So great one. Great one. I missed it. I'm a dumbass. I'm salt, but again, not really, because you can't catch every single one. Chances are somebody's gonna post something on your Twitter and you're gonna buy it and it's gonna tank, and then you're gonna be like, well, why the fuck did I do that? And then you're gonna buy one and it goes up, and then you're gonna be like, oh my God, this guy's got the keys. This guy's got the keys. And then the next one you buy goes down 50%, and you're like, fuck. You're winging it. That's why, like, I'm just focused on like the stocks that I know. You guys can leave things that I can review. Chances are I'm not going to buy them just because I might push them on my page because you might be right, and then I'll go over them. But I can't buy everything that's told to me because I'll lose. Yeah, it's just the way it is. The only times that I make money is when I've watched a stock trade, I know my entry and I know my exit. When I wing it and just go, oh, YCRM, I'll just go for that one, then that's when I get toasted. So that's why I don't get mad if I miss out on a stock. But again, I'm very happy for you guys. HYSR. This one is struggling with the 200A. I bought a little bit high because it was breaking above it, and I should have known this. It was a little bit too early to do it. I should have watched it to the end of the day and said, okay, if it's closing over 2.2, but because it created this new high, I thought it had more steam. The RSI had more steam. The MACD has more steam, in my opinion. It looks like it's up a lot, but it's really up about 100%. But within, it had its pullback, it had its consolidation. Then it ripped a little bit more. It was one of the top reds, so I know it has eyes on it, and I'd never seen it on the most read boards before. Hopefully they have a follow-up PR. PR is what's going to get us over 2.1, and it's going to run like the AXLA, where it gets over the 200A and it just gets loose. It has a blue sky. If it doesn't, then it probably taps 2.1 again tomorrow and then consolidates back down, follows this trend line, creates a flag, and it needs more time until news comes out. But that's what we're dealing with that one. I will make my decision accordingly. That's it for the show today. I'll give you one sleeper, and I'm telling you, they will send this eventually. And they're not going to have it on here, but BRGO, that's my sleeper. I would just start loading gains. 1 million shares here. It's trading at trip 5 right now, and the share structure is 86 float, 86 million float, which is unbelievable. The outstanding shares is like, I think 150 million, and it's trading at trip 5. That means the market cap, I believe, if once it's adjusted, is at like $70,000. The last time I saw a market cap that low was LVGI. It was at $70,000 at trip 2, ran to dub 1 within days. If BRGO goes back down to 4 or 3, I might fuck around and throw everything into it. Because, the market cap will be like 40 grand. I would basically own it. So pay attention to BRGO. It's a sleeper, and when it does put out news, it will go, and it will go quickly. And it will go, if you don't have shares, chances are you won't get them very easily. You have to pay 100% higher because it'll gap and it'll run. And there's not going to be a lot of shares on the ass. So if you want shares, start accumulating BRGO and give it some time and just wait. If you do that, chances are you're going to make money. All right, well, that's it for today. Time to go for a little bit of a run here. I've been drinking way too much. Binge City, end of summer, having a good time. That fun is done. There's no more sun. It's time to run. And if I ever do that again, probably going to have to get my gun.